So welcome to the Frequency Awakening Super Hyper Training, just like we named it for today. It's all yours, Kwame.
He be coming up with these names, man. I can't keep up with you, bro. All right, so welcome everybody. Definitely appreciate y'all coming out tonight. I think the fact that you're showing up for calls like this and some of the other calls that we have during the week, it just shows that there's a certain level of hunger inside of you. There's a dream inside of you that you're wanting to bring into fruition. And before we really kick things off, I just kind of I guess for me, I want to just set the stage and set the tone. I love what Jim Rohn said in that video that Luigi shared with us. He said it wasn't about the money; it was about who you become. Because in order to have that, you have to become someone you have to be a millionaire, not just have $1 million, right? In order to have $1 million, you have to be a millionaire in your mindset. I think that's what's so important. And so many of us miss out on that early on in our careers. We pursue money and the end result, and we skip over things to try to get to the bag or try to get to the pot of gold, the proverbial pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But it's about this idea of becoming. And one of the books that I read, the author Stephen Covey, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, he talks about this concept called begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. And I like to follow that that same formula tonight as me and Luigi. We're gonna. I miss doing calls with Luigi, man. When we first got started, me, him, and Malik and John, we used to do Zooms regularly, and so tonight is gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be more of a like a town hall conversation where we just get to sit down with each other and just discuss certain principles. And so I want to just pose a question to you to kind of set the tone because I want to begin with the end in mind. So before we get into anything else, I want to ask you something. What would actually have to change in your life for you to leave this call tonight and say that was worth my time? Because you're investing some time and energy into uh, this call tonight. You're taking 60 minutes out of your evening, your day, or whatever time zone you're in. You're taking 60 minutes out of your life to hang out with us in hopes of getting sharpening your saw. So what would actually have to change in your life for you to walk out of here tonight and say that was worth my time? Because Luigi put on this slide, tonight is not just another training. This might be a moment your life changes, right? So if we look at the end in mind, that means that when you leave this call, there are going to be some nuggets that you get that if you implement them, there's going to be a dynamic shift in your life that's going to end up with you having a different result in your life. And so, again, what would actually have to change in your life for you to walk out here tonight and say, that was worth my time? And when you think about that and put that before you, that means you're going to listen different. You're going to perceive different. You're going to understand different because you know that thing that you want to change in your life is hanging in the balance of you hearing and implementing. So, so I just want to just kind of set you guys with that. And the last thing I'll say before I pass this over to Luigi is is um, typically when I go to like webinars or seminars, I got a notepad. I keep notepads around me. And I keep a pen with me because I'm always writing down some nugget that I'm hearing, whether it's something that Doug or Malik or Anna or Luigi or Twan or Van somebody says. I'm always jotting down some kind of a note. But early on, I used to take down real copious notes. I would write down everything. And what I found was it was like I would go back and I look at it. I was like, wait. So what I want you to do is be selective tonight. You don't have to write down everything, but if there's something that I say or Luigi says or one of the other co-hosts on a call says tonight, jot that down because that's just for you. That was for you, right? And so if it resonates with you, we're talking frequency and energy. If it resonates with you, write that thing down so that when you leave the call, that's the thing that you're going to take with you. That's the seed that you're going to plant in you so that you can get that fruition, that thing that makes you look back and say, yo, I was glad I was on that call on Tuesday night. Luigi, over to you, brother.
Listen, I'm so honored to be partner with you on this presentation because, we went back, we did a presentation together. So it's going to be the first time that we're actually really collaborating on a call like I do so oftentimes with Anna and with many others. Uh, First of all, you shared a lot of value on just one simple slide on one sentence. Hey, you made a big story of it. And that's what leadership is all about. And that's what, like even when we watched that video earlier from Jim Rohns, and he was talking about, your goals, make them big, make them and work for them because in the end, it's not the money alone. And it's true because what he said, he lost everything. And it looks like he got it all back, at 31, eh? Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it all
man.
back, baby. He even got more than 1 million back.
He got
Well,
the
you know what?
blueprint.
Luigi, hey man, he lost everything too. 3, 4 years ago. That's why I went into a depression, everyone, for those who don't know my story. I lost everything. Why? Well, because I made millions and I wasn't ready for it. To make millions of dollars is one thing. To be ready for it is a completely different story. Trust me. Oh, I want to make a million. All right. Are you ready to be a millionaire? It's two different stories. But I love what Jim said. It really resonated with me. And I'm sure it resonates also with you, Anna, and many others on the call, Malik and Scott and all the other wonderful leaders. It's the journey. What happened, in all these deceptions and all these fallouts and all these things that happen, take it as a lesson. Take it to grow. Because next time you make $1 million, guess what, my dear friends? You're not going to make the same mistake twice. So
Yeah.
sorry, I just want to go on the earlier slide there. So goals are very important, all right? So it's the clarity of your goals, like Jim Rohn was saying. Like be clear on your goals because you can sit down, wish, hope. That's not going to do anything for you. All this woo-woo of law of attraction and just writing it on a whiteboard and a vision board. Listen, it all works together hand in hand. But the real thing is clarity on your goal, focusing on your goal, action and results. Because if you just focus and clarity, it's not going to happen without action. Actions are small steps, and that will bring you the big results. Just like I'm sorry, but my goal is to be a poster boy in Holy Life. Just like Anna's goal. She wants to be a poster girl. And the only way we're going to get there is if we focus. I know that some people love doing other things, and that's okay. And we can respect everybody on our teams that wants to do a little bit here, a little. That's okay. But the people that I've ever seen in any company, I'm sorry, the people that were poster boys, the people that went all the way to the top of these companies, they focused and they took action.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real good, Luigi. Just real quick on the whole idea of clarity, because I think the tendency in attending any type of a call where there's going to be some nuggets given or some instruction given, we want to go straight to action so that we could get to the result. And I think it's so powerful what you said about clarity, because if you don't have that, you're never going to get the results you want. And, think about how many of y'all use your GPS, because I'm geographically challenged. I use my GPS everywhere I go. I'm putting that in before I pull out the driveway. My wife, not so much. She'll just roll and she'll wait for me to do it. But me, I want to know where I'm going because I want to know what traffic's looking right. But if you think about putting in a destination into your GPS, if the address is off, you put in the wrong address. And this literally happened to us this actually on Sunday. You put in the wrong address. It don't matter how fast you drive, you're still going to get somewhere that you didn't want to end up. You're going to end up at the wrong destination no matter how fast you drive. And so having clarity and understanding where you're going is so pivotally important. And so before we go to the next slide, I'm gonna just piggyback with Luigi, just give you guys some ask you some questions to think about. How clear are you right now on what you actually want to do over the next 90 days? Not what you think people want you to say, but how clear on is it with what you really want and what you want to do in the next 90 days? Get clear on that. Go ahead, Luigi.
This is yours. It's a personal power, which is pretty much, it was your slide, actually. You can
Oh,
continue.
okay, cool. All right. I'll take that one. Um, so energy, mindset, and that, you put down this equation, energy plus mindset equals everything. And I've had to learn this the hard way. And I'm gonna just shoot straight with y'all. What I've discovered in my own life, because I got a lot on my plate right now, from pastoring to doing mindset coaching. We have a physical store here in Denver, and juggling all of that and still being a husband and being there for my kids, and attempting to stay fit and then build my only life business. It's a lot to contend with. And so I spend a lot of my time focusing on the inner man, and not so much activity, but because I don't want to be busy. I used to be super busy. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm busy. But I've learned that I want to be productive, not busy. And it's a big difference for me. And so I had to learn the hard way that my results are always going to follow my internal state. And so if your energy is off, if your mindset is off, if you don't stay consistent, no amount of strategy is going to fix that. Luigi and Anna and Doug and Evan, some of the other leaders, they can, they could give you all the greatest strategies in the world that can help you propel yourself in your only life business and your career and in life in general, right? But if your mindset is off and you don't stay consistent, no amount of strategy is ever going to fix that. Think about think about your phone running on like 5%. It doesn't matter how good the app is on your phone, it's not going to run right. It's going to run slower. And the same thing applies here. It's not just about knowing what to do, it's about who you are, kind of like what Jim Rohn said, who you are when you're actually doing it. Those are two very different conversations. And um so I like to set intention when I wake up in the morning, right? Before my feet hit the ground, I'm thanking God that my eyes are even open. And I'm setting my intention. I'm sitting there. I'm not rushing out of the bed. I'm not rushing to grab my phone. I'm like, okay, what do I want my day to look like? Because I got so much on my plate. If I don't, I'm going to live life as a fireman. I'm constantly flying down a pole and trying to put out whatever fire comes up and somebody else's emergency versus focusing on the things that are really important. I'm majoring in the minors. And so I take the time to get intentional and really like visualize, what do I want my day to look like? That goes back to that clarity, right? 9 times out of 10, I'll stay on track. But the days that I don't do that and I just rush out of bed and I go down to my Nespresso machine and I'm scrolling and see what's going on and I get a phone call and then the next thing I know I'm putting off going to the gym and so it's super super vital for us to really set that intention, to have the right mindset, because when we're clear, we're going to bring a certain energy to the party. We're going to show up our full selves in everything that we're going to do in that day. So the question I have for you is, where would you say your energy has been lately? And just be honest. Has it been high? Has it been low? Has it been all over the place? You know, I, it's been times I ain't gonna go front. I'll be on my P90 and I'm still feeling like, oh my God, I'm not even ready for this day, right? Because there's a lot going on. Um, and when you think about where your energy was at, how has that affected your consistency? What is it that you've noticed? And the reason I'm asking these questions is because I want you to notice what you're noticing. I want you to take a third person view of your life and your actions and your activity, because it's going to really serve you and help you. Luigi, you got something you want to add on that, man?
Listen, you pretty much covered it all. I thought you were going to leave me a little bit of space there, but hey, I'm okay with that. We have so many slides to talk about that I'm good. One thing I'd add on the goal part and intention is, like goals are so important, and that's why I really wanted to start with that little video. And when you're setting goals, all right, because the intention of waking up in the morning, like Kwame shared, it also has to do with your goals. Like I know that a lot of great achievers, what they do is they write a list before going to bed. They just write it down. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And you know what they start with? They start with uh, the hardest task. Okay, because
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
start with the easiest task, you during the day you'll probably won't feel like doing the harder one. So
yeah,
set your goal for the next day when you wait. Like sit down, write the task. What am I going to do tomorrow? Am I going to call 3 people? Am I going to do this? Am I whatever because nothing's going to happen without action. Let's start with the hardest things. Yes, buddy. Listen,
mm,
vision, your 90-day future starts here. Everyone, you know what
mm,
we are right now. We are exactly March 24 or 25. I think it's 24, right? Um,
yeah,
the big event in June in Anaheim is June 26th. That's in 3 months from now. So we are starting officially today our 90-day plan. Our future starts here. I know that you're going to say,
Light them emojis up. Let's go.
you know what? Somebody's going to probably say, Luigi, you keep saying that for the last 2 months. It doesn't matter. We start this 90-day plan over every day. But now it's real. All right. Now it's
Yeah,
real.
man.
Stars. This is when it starts. 90-day plan. Vision. Where do you want to be in 90 days from now? 90 days, there's a lot of things that can happen in 90 days. All right. And when I said earlier, working different things at the same time, don't take it wrong, okay? Because some people, let's be honest, they also need to do other things at the same time. And we respect that, okay? So we're not judging in any way because it takes a little bit of time before you start making life-changing money. It takes a little bit of time. Sometimes you might need a little bit of a side hustle at the same time of old life, and that's okay. But the only thing that we've found, the ones that are really succeeding, is we just went all in, my dear friends. We went all in. And you know what? The results are speaking for themselves for those who went all in, all right? And don't remember, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a race. So don't compare yourself to me or to anybody else. Um, like I already said it once, you come in on a marathon, there's 1,000 people that start the marathon. And you know what? There's only one person who wins. And what are they going to remember? Are they going to remember number three, number five, number 50, number 1,000? No, they're only going to remember number one. But you know what I admire about a marathon is 1,000 people. You have people coming in 2 hours after the first person, 3 hours after, 6 hours after. You have some people actually crawling. You have some people they're
Yeah.
helping them
Come on,
cross.
man.
And then you wonder why are these people pushing? They lost. They lost because they wanted to finish the race.
Yep.
So, are you here to finish the race with us, not to compare yourself with anyone for the long run? Well, you're with the right group of people. It's all yours, buddy.
Man, that's powerful stuff, man. So being that we're on this 90-day we're on this 90-day run, right? Your 90 starts right now. So like if you missed out getting super active in the previous 2 months that Luigi was talking about, it starts right now. Because the thing is, we all have. I love what he said. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we have our own race to run. And for those people that didn't cross the finish line first, they crossed the finish line, um, period. And that's them achieving their goal. Their goal was to finish that marathon, and that's a huge win. So what does that look like for you? And so the question that I would ask you is this: um, if nothing changed over the next 90 days, how would you honestly feel about that? If your life stayed the same and nothing changed over the next 90 days, how would you honestly feel about that? And my follow-up question for you is what would need to shift in your daily routine? Because that's what we're going to talk about next. What would need to shift in your daily routine for the next 90 days to actually look different from the last 90? What would need to change, right? Some of you can throw something in the chat if you want to. We're going to talk about this whole idea of a daily system, and we got up there: 3 contacts, 1 presentation, follow up, plug in, right? So what does that look like for you? I know we've got the Telegram group going. There's all kinds of support from some incredible leaders, from some of your teammates to encourage you to keep going. But here's the thing: just like Jim Rohn said, it's not about the money. It's really not about the system, right? Because everybody's going to do things differently. It's sometimes I remember when I would get trained up, I'm like, okay, I got to do it exactly like this person did it, else I'm not going to have the success. So I'm like, I think a few calls back, JR was doing a call and somebody asked, well, do I send this first or do I do this first? And it was great questions, right? And I think JR said, well, it doesn't really matter. Just it's like it boils down to who you're communicating with. So here's what I want to drop on you. A lot of times we're looking for this perfect system or this perfect formula and or the perfect timing, the perfect strategy. And as we're looking for that, sometimes that could paralyze us because rather than taking the imperfect action, I rather make the mistake and learn from it than get, what do they call it? Analysis paralysis, trying to get everything right. Here's what I found. I want you guys to write this down, right? Because this is gold. This is something that really helps me because I'm a Virgo, so I'm borderline perfectionist. So what I found is this: simple done consistently beats complicated every time. Simple done consistently beats complicated every time. You the best system. I was learning how to take better photos, and so I got a Sony ZV-10 Mark II over there. I got my iPhone. I got another camera over there, and I asked the guy what's the best camera, and he repeated something. It sounded like an ad. He says the best camera is the one in your pocket. The best camera is the one in your pocket because that's the one you're going to use. And so you need a system that's not overly complicated that you actually follow tomorrow morning when you wake up, right? It's going to the gym doesn't work if you just go there once for 3 hours. It works because you show up regularly, even when you don't feel like it, doing the same simple thing over and over and over again, right? Sometimes the repetition that you're taking it's boring. It's not exciting. It's boring. It's mundane, but there's magnificence in the mundane. There's magnificence in the mundane. And so making those that three contacts, what does that look like for you? Is it going through your phone? Some of y'all got 1,000, 2,000 contacts in there. You probably don't even remember who it is. You might have notes in there. Jim from the grocery store. Well, you met Jim from the grocery store, 3 years ago. But hit him up. Jim, you remember me from King Supers? What you been up to, bro? You know what I mean? Break conversation. Because what's the worst thing that could happen? They ain't gonna eat you, man. So follow your simple system and do it consistently every day, and you're going to get consistent results from doing it. Go
And
ahead, Luigi.
it's okay. When you take a break, I know it's my lead. Um, so basically, it's pretty simple. You know, the systems like Kwame touched on, there's so many systems, eh? You're hearing a lot of different ideas from a lot of different leadership, maybe from your uplines, and everything is good. Whether it's somebody who's good on their Facebook Live, and they're good at, some people are just good at like sharing your story, right? Because you have a story, right? What this has done for you. So some people are good at sharing Facebook lives on their Facebook, and they get hits with that. Other people, they're not, they don't feel comfortable with it. Well, just
Yeah.
reaching out to, and that's why Anna and Malik are working hard with this Telegram group. But by the way, Anna put the link in the chat there. You can join that Telegram group and you can get information. It's pretty cool system, but we can talk about that on another time. But join that Telegram group. It's a nice another system. Then you have, like uh little like ground parties. Yes. Then you have also, yeah, the big event in California is one thing. Like we're going to have a big event in February, by the way, for Holy Nation in Australia. Yes. But we're also going to have small events. Colorado, Salt Lake City, Florida, Vancouver, that's already on the list. And if you're somewhere in the world where you can have a small little event, just like Anna right now, she's preparing a little tour of Australia. They're going to be doing like for a month and a half or 2 months, if I'm not wrong, 4 different cities and small events, like 50 people, 70 people. It doesn't matter. That's another great way because it makes it easy. You just invite people to these events. So there's a lot of different ways that you can grow your business. So if you can actually create some small events for the leaders out there in your city, even it doesn't have to cost a lot, theater style, no catering, just a place where a couple of $100 for the room. You bring on your best speakers, and sometimes that's enough to light a fire up. Next point is the products. I'm sorry, but presentation can't be good without the products. And you know what? Somebody who doesn't experience it and doesn't believe in it can still will succeed. But
Mm-hmm.
there are some individuals like Anna. Well, she actually started sharing it even before trying that. But why? Because she trusted the people who were sharing it with her. All right. So I already said it many times. There's three, four categories of people. Like you have the person who's just a customer, and most of them are customers. And remember that customers are precious to us. They're just as important as me or Anna because it's because of the customers who believe in the products, who share their stories, that gives us belief to the next level. And it helps us who want to build it even be more faithful and confident of what we're doing. So customers, then you have the individuals that are customers. And when they get results after 3, 4 months, they start sharing it to some people they like and they love around them, their family. Then you have other people that are customers, they believe in the product. And, but you know what? They also want to make a part-time income. And that part-time income can, who knows, maybe it's just two, $300 more a week or two, three hundred
Hmm.
dollars more a month just to pay off that, to help pay off that more. Not everybody's financially free. Some people are struggling, whether it's a house payment, a car payment, their car broke down, they can't fix it. So let's be respectful here, all right? That's why I never try to bolt too much on my money or when JR does his call, I don't like talking about what I'm making. Anyways, even though I give a big chunk of it back to the team there, um, I don't like to be boastful on it because I know that some people struggle more than others. So some people, their goal is just to supplement an extra income. Other people, they want to travel like me all around the world. Now I'm being boastful. Luigi, be quiet. Get a little tap on the head there. Bring myself back down. So yes, well, you know what? I don't care where you are. And then you have other people. Oh my God, you have some people that come into this business. They don't care about the product. They just understand the comp plan. So there's something for everyone here, all right? But the first thing, do you believe in the products? In the chat, can I see some ones of everybody in the chat who believes in the products? Let's start with phase one. Do you believe in this product or in any of the products or in all of them? Just give me some ones. All right. I can see 12, 14, 15, 16. All right. Thank you. Because that's step one. You better believe in it. You believe in it, you already have 50% of your job
That's what's
done.
up.
All right. Thank you very much for those ones, everyone.
Duplication, 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 duplication builds a nation, right? It does. Um, Again, just piggybacking off of what I was talking about earlier about the simple systems that went in, and Luigi broke down just some of the the systems that we were taught, whether it's doing grounding parties, sending out the photo of the P90, being engaged in those groups. So here's the thing that I learned is making it about others and not just you, right? Whatever system you have, because the question is if it only works for you, is it actually a system? Because a skill that lives only inside of you doesn't scale the way a simple, repeatable process does. And I think a lot of the tools that some of the leaders have brought out, or some of the systems that they've shown you, the processes, they're super simple, right? The real test on whether isn't whether or not you can do it or you're great at it. It's whether or not someone brand new could watch you do it and replicate it. And if it takes you 30 minutes to explain what you do every time someone asks, it's probably not, chances are it's probably not simple enough yet. And I'm just keeping it real with you. And so that's a useful sign. So how you're going to grow your organization for sure is by how simple your system is, and whether or not someone brand new can go out there and do it. Luigi, what do you got to say on that, bro?
I mean, I could talk for another 15 minutes on that, but I'm looking at the rest of the slides that we have. If we want to finish it off and let some other speakers talk and share some nuggets, I think I'm going to speed up the slides, so I'm not going to add too much more on it because me and you, we can give so much. You know what I noticed is that we created these slides, Kwame, and we only put one sentence on each slide, eh? And we can talk for about 15 minutes on each slide, both of us. That's what I noticed.
Hey, man, this is good stuff. I love mindset, bro.
Isn't it awesome? And
Yeah.
that's where all the work that we've been doing for all these years comes in, everyone. The talent that Kwame has or that Luigi has hasn't been something that was just created overnight. It was years and years and years of working, all right? So don't feel overwhelmed. But you know what? You don't have to copy us. You can use these calls and invite your team to it, right? If you don't feel comfortable doing them. So consistency, winners show up daily. Everyone on
Mm,
this call, you are winners. And I know that a lot of you come to different calls during the week because we have our practitioners call Monday, Tuesday we have this mindset call, Wednesday we have the money call with listen, all I mean the practitioners call is fire. This call is fire. The call that we have tomorrow is fire. The call that Anna does on Thursdays for rank advancement is awesome. And then we have our beautiful Friday fireside chat, that we just like gratefulness, which last week was very powerful. So consistency is just the fact of showing up. Sometimes, like Kwame said at the very beginning, it could be just little something in today's call that brought your belief back up, that brought the will to fight a little bit back up. You have to have the will to fight, the will to show up, the will to wake up, the will to have intention, the will to put your hardest goals or your hardest tasks first. So I hope that today's call gives somebody something to really push even harder because the future's bright here.
Yeah, man. So let's talk momentum. Actually, it's ironic because I was on a call earlier and somebody shared this quote. I just want to share with you guys. It says a moment turns into momentum and momentum turns into a movement. I'll say that again. A moment turns into momentum and momentum turns into a movement. And so when you think in terms of having momentum, it's you beginning to create some level of urgency. I know all of y'all heard the phrase timing is everything. Timing is everything. And there's a lot of truth to that, but the part that doesn't get said enough is that timing only matters if you actually move. You could be aware of an opportunity to be early and still miss it completely just by waiting for a better moment that never comes, right? Nothing will ever get aligned. And so, um, opportunity, I heard it this way. One of my mentors told me, he says, opportunity doesn't reward awareness, it rewards action. And so those are two things that I would share with you. The question I ask you is: has there been a time when you knew about something early, saw that potential, but didn't act on it? What happened? Because sometimes when we can learn from our past, when we didn't take action appropriately, now we got the opportunity for a do-over. Luigi?
Love it, buddy. I love it. By the way, I'm actually enjoying this call. It's interesting. I'm doing it with you, but I'm still enjoying it. Global vision, everyone. This is expanding worldwide. Come on. Like if you don't understand what's happening with Holy Life now, you'll never will. Honestly,
Mhm.
with what I've known for the last year, where we started and what happened since we started a year ago, and like many of the other leaders here are starting to understand, especially those who attended the big Anaheim event, and those especially who went to Asia, we know what's happening. I mean, we're talking about wellness devices. That's trend number one in the world. Everybody's freaking out about being healthy, about walking, exercise, drinking good water, these wellness devices is right in that number one trend. The other number one trend is well, it's I'd say the three top trends. The second one is artificial intelligence. And by the
Mm.
way, Holy Life is integrating artificial intelligence in our devices, but also in a future app. All right. Don't ask me too much about it, but we heard some things in Asia where there's going to be this artificial intelligence app added that's going to be mind blowing stuff that'll read a lot more than just the Holy Watch. And finally, what's the other trend? I'm going to let you guess it. All right. It starts with an O. There's three trends in the world. Well, guess what? Holy Life is going there. So global expansion. I mean, are you serious? This company's been around for 4 years and they just like barely opened up the US. We're going to be the first country, USA, to have a registered office. FDA already approved product wellness devices, not medical wellness devices. Remember, very important when you use that terminology. But oh my God, if you're looking for something the right timing and something that'll be around for the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, well, welcome
Mhm.
to Holy Life, everyone. I'm sorry. It just doesn't get better than this. So global expansion is happening very quickly now.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love what you put on that slide, global vision. And the way to really take advantage of a global vision is to decide what you're going to do with it locally, right? That's important. You got in your conversations, in your own community, in your own daily decisions. And so that's the next slide, right? Decision. And so it's about decision is about making something personal. The word decision literally means to cut off. It means to cut off. It means that Luigi talked about this idea of going all in, and that could look different for each one of you, right? Based on the amount of time you have in your day, your commitments. You can go. We talked about the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, right? You can with the 20% you have of time you have, you could go 100% in that 20%. And so it's all about deciding and making a decision on what you're going to do with the opportunity that you have in front of you. What do you want more than anything? And what are you willing to pay for it? Because there's a cost involved. Like Jim Rohn said, there's always going to be some level of cost involved. And you just have to be honest with yourself and make a decision, because the decision that you make today is going to affect your results tomorrow. When you wake up tomorrow, you're going to have results that were based on decisions that you might have made 5, 10 years ago. And so whatever you want your future to look like, begin planting those seeds right now, but decide what you want to experience, who you want to be, and move forward with that. So, Luigi, what feedback you want to add on to that, brother?
Oh my God, this pretty much goes into it the next slide, buddy. Once you,
Mm,
I
mm,
mean, once you take the decision, my dear friends, it's call to action. It's like
yeah.
no excuses. Wayne Dyer. I mean, I read his book. I listened to his audio play. He has an Audible because I was somebody that never loved to. I never loved reading. I don't know why. It's just something I had a hard time with. But I started reading about 10 years ago. I've actually read books now. Okay, but then I found out that Audible, I could actually listen to the books, and I've listened to everything you can imagine. That's why sometimes, like people like me and Kwame or Anna, it's just all the baggage, it's all the history, it's all the things that we've learned, all the deceptions, all the heartaches. A lot of things happen to us before we reach this level. And the same thing for many of you here online. But are you going to start today for this 90-day plan? Like, really, are you ready to use all the ideas that have been shared with you throughout all these calls, with all these leaderships, with all these ideas from beautiful people? And we're really here. And like I said, there's no excuse. Excuses, I'm sorry, are for, yeah, unfortunately for losers. It is what it is. I'm not going to
Censor,
be,
censor.
yeah, yeah. Let's censor that word. Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm going to have to do the recording and go beep when I say that. All right, so. Uh, but excuses, when I say that, let's understand it politely, eh? I understand in some situations it's not your fault also. Let's be honest. For some people, it's their physical capacity of doing things. For some people, it's they're also in a state of, maybe heart or mental depression. There's a lot of things that come in line, okay, everyone? So please, let's be honest here. But I don't know about you, but when I was in a deep, dark place, and this device actually helped me get out of that deep, dark place. I hope it does the same thing for all of you. So then you can stop finding excuses and just take little steps at a time. Take baby steps. Don't have to take big steps. You know that baby steps become adult steps and become, and become huge steps. It's just like going up the mountain, everyone. Now, if
Mhm.
I start at the bottom of the mountain with Kwame, now I'll tell you right away, he's in better shape than me because last time we went to Vancouver, me, him, and Malik. We started off with Malik. He went to this, pulling himself up on the bar there, and he pulled himself up 5 times, like we're talking about pull-ups, like in the air. So I looked at Malik, and Kwame's recorded me, and I said, Malik, 5 times. I mean, that's Peanut. That babies can do that. So then I got on the bar, and I think I had a hard time pulling myself up once. So they all laughed at me. Of course, it was a lot of fun. But then after that, Kwame got on, and he pulled himself up like 20 times, like if it was no. So of course, if I start at the bottom of the mountain and I start a race with Kwame, and we have to get to the top of the mountain, well, I'm sorry, Kwame's going to get there before me. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going to get
Mhm.
there too. So that's what I mean by
Absolutely.
no excuses. All right, everyone. Closing. Hey, look at this wonderful picture for the closing.
Hey, hey, that's my tribe right there. Oh man. So,
Hey, isn't that an awesome picture to finish the call with?
man, that's memories right there. That's what this is all about, man. I got a connection to everyone in that picture, man, and I love you guys. I really do. And I'm grateful to have known you because sometimes when um when I'm stuck, because I get stuck sometimes. Sometimes when I get stuck, I'll get a pop-up from WhatsApp or from the Mighty app or something, and it'll be one of you guys saying something that just snaps me out of it, that really encourages me and is like, oh man, get back in the fight, get back in the fight. And so, I just encourage you guys to make connections. We could do that if I'm over online. I made connections with people online that I finally got to see in Jamin and Singapore, and I have lifelong friends and family, right? Um, so I just want to close out with this, and we're going to open it up. So tonight, everybody in the room heard the same information, right? You may have heard it differently, but everybody heard the same information. And the truth is, not everybody's going to respond in the same way. And honestly, that's true anytime you're in a room like this. Some people they're gonna feel good about what they heard and not really do anything with it right away. And some people are gonna wait until the timing feels like we talked about, and then there's gonna be inevitably a few people that are gonna decide that they're not willing to stay where they are. Not because they they have everything figured out, but because they made a decision, they cut something off. And so my final question to you tonight is, which person are you? Which person are you? What is that one thing that you could take with you tonight from this call that's going to change the trajectory of your life?
Wow. Wow. Anna, let me spotlight some of the speakers I chose here today. And like I said, I'm not cherry picking. I'd love to have anybody who wants to share their thoughts with me. Just reach out to me so I know when you, because I don't want to reach out and spotlight people that some people are not comfortable, being spotlighted. So you have to let me know if you ever want me to spotlight you. So I do know some people that today I can spotlight. Scott, are you there on the chat? Malik, are you there? I'd like to open up your cameras if you want me to spotlight you, please, Malik and Scott. Doug, also, I'd like to bring you on, also add you a spotlight there. Who else is there? Scott is there. Perfect. Let me bring on Scott. Malik, are you in the room? Where are you, Malik? Are you still alive?
He's doing pull-ups. You didn't.
Are
He's out there
you
doing
still, what are
pull-ups.
you doing? Are you doing pull-ups, Malik? Oh, there you are. There you are in the corner there. All right. All right. All right. So let's end it on with some thoughts from besides me and Kwame, because I think we more than spoken up. Take it away, Malik. I'll let you start today. Normally it's always Anna that starts, but today I'm going to do the contrary.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great call. I mean, I love being on these because I can always gain some inspiration from the words that you guys are saying to us. And it's not motivation like Kwame says. It's just, digging into yourself and, figuring out what those next steps are for you. And, this call for me is something that I look forward to every single week because I get a lot of value from this call. I know a lot of other people that are on this call feel the exact same way. And I think that this is really going to take us into momentum when we look at the time that we have left to get to this next event. I mean, it's really pivotal that we make a change right now if we really want to be where we want to be. And I know a lot of people have big goals, and just like Luigi said, attraction, the law of attraction and all those things, they sound really good, but without putting in some type of effort, you probably won't get to the goals that you're trying to reach. So it really makes a lot of sense to me to have these type of calls. I look forward to seeing some people on the stage out there in Anaheim, but we only have about 90 days left. So it's really time to go all gas, no brakes. And this is what I get from the inspiration from this call tonight.
That was lovely. Thank you so much. And by the way, those big calls, everyone, like I said, they're important, but all the small calls are just as important. Like Kwame, I hope you realize what it means. If you do an event in Colorado, me and you on stage, we're going to blow the park out of the water. All right. So just so you know, okay, you know that. Colorado, here we come, baby. And
Do it.
yes, Florida, here we come, Doug. Get ready after June event. All right, because we'll just lead up to June and we'll do Florida right away after. All right. Next person I want to bring on is Mr. Scott, another amazing soul. I was able to spend a week of precious bonding time. How are you, Scott?
Hey Luigi, great, thanks, brother. Another fantastic call. Thank you for sharing as well, Kwame. Yeah, for me, the highlights of this call were about getting focused, getting clear, sorting out our goals, what it is we want to achieve here. And yeah, taking the right action, getting clear on things and making decisions isn't enough. It's the action factor as well. And we're all creating our future realities, and we're either doing that consciously or unconsciously. And when we work out what it is we wish to achieve here, the simple procedure for that is plugging in and playing the game, staying close to the fire so we don't get left out in the cold. And it's all about helping and supporting other people. With three things, problems that most people have got, or a lot of people have got in their lives, is their health, not having enough money, or not having enough time. And we've got solutions for all three of those things. And if you find people that are looking for all three of those things, let's go for a ride. And at the moment, with the global nonsense that's going on in the world, it's sort of amped up a little bit. I know myself, I mentioned it on a call a couple of weeks ago. I'm just so grateful for the Ollie Life opportunity to have something bright in my life that's going on, because there's not a whole bunch of bright stuff going on in the world in general at the moment. And with the nonsense with the fuel and the way things are with that as well, there's more and more people at the moment looking for an online business and alternative incomes than there ever has been before. And again, we've got a solution to that. So just listen to people, listen to their problems, and just say to them, look, I'm compassionate, I'm empathizing with you, but are you venting, or do you want to do something about your health or your wealth or having more time in your life? Because we've got a solution to that if you're open-minded enough to have a look. But again, the other big thing with this too for me is just knowing, not believing, but knowing in the bottom of our heart that we're all worthy and deserving of the very best in life, the very best in love, and the very best in business here with Ollie Life. So that's my sharing, guys. Thanks for listening. Big love.
Powerful share, Scott. Look, we're all giving you a thumbs up. Like when you nail it, buddy. You nailed it. Thank you very much, Scott. Doug, can you add on what already two powerful shares were? I'm sure you'll find something to say. So
you can make me follow that. That was awesome, Scott. And Kwame, Luigi, thank you so much. I will share you at the beginning of the call, Kwame said, what will make attending this call worthwhile, right? And I wrote, if I could have one nugget that I can take to a team member that sparks or motivates them, that's worth it. And that happens every time. My takeaway for tonight is, staying plugged in. I'm coming up on 9 months being part of this. So now evenings get busier because you're helping others or helping yourself, engage and enroll in Ollie Life. But my day ended early. I didn't think I was going to be able to attend tonight, but it ended early. So here I am. And just the importance of staying plugged in, it's just tremendous. And I will say and encourage, wouldn't it be awesome that when you're going to attend a call, we always say, okay, tell your team and things like that. Bring one person. Just bring one person. If we all brought one more person, we're going to engage them and staying enrolled, because I was working with a newer team member today, and it was attending some of the calls that she was catching up on recordings. She's reprioritized how she's spending time earning income, and she's all in Ollie Life. And it was because she got caught up with the calls and realized how exciting this is and can be. She got caught up on all the calls we talked about. And so we talked about her strategy today. And so stay plugged in, bring someone else, help them get plugged in. And my nugget today, as Kwame asked, was I have something to take to just one team member that will help them get going too.
And you won. I love it. Thank you very much, buddy. You found you added some extra value on that. Now, can Anna finish it off with some dessert? You think she'll find something else to say besides? Let's see what.
You're hilarious. Oh my God. I love where earlier Luigi goes, oh, me and Anna, we're going to be we're the poster children for Ollie Life. And, and I love the sentiment. You're so funny, like Luigiisms. That's what we're going to call it. Luigiisms. He just, you're right. We needed something to identify only Luigi.
Yeah.
I love it because, Luigi's Anna goes first. I like to be honest with you all. It's not comfortable to actually be visible. It's not actually comfortable. My heart starts racing. Even when I post, the level of exposure that I feel I put myself out to in the world is not my comfort zone, guys. So when you say that so like easily, I feel like the truth of it is visibility has actually been the hardest thing for me in my life. And I don't know if you know this about me, guys, but I have an autoimmune condition called vitiligo. And from the very top all the way to my very toes, I'm covered in a depigmentation skin condition. And I've had it since I was in my mid-20s. So I wasn't born with it. It was something that came upon me later in life. It was something I had to deal with when I was finally out of my ugly duckling stage in life, and I was finally like, woo, we're partying, we're out there, and then boom, I got this visibility, kind of like a cosmetic thing. And as a woman, it was something that I had to work with. How am I going to be all of who I sense I'm here to be with this skin condition going on? How am I going to, I don't know, experience my highest destiny and express myself fully when I feel like I need to kind of, hide, parts of myself? And it was the very challenge of having this condition that put me out there in the world, because I made a decision that I needed to be visible in order to express all of who I am. And I made a choice, and a lot of today's call is about making a decision. I made a decision that I needed to step out of the most uncomfortable, experience of, seeing myself in this way, to really live my best life, become who I'm here to be. And so I know for everyone here, momentum for you is going to mean visibility. It is going to mean getting out of your comfort zone. It's going to mean speaking to people every day. I call them sparks. And we said three, whether it's you're in Tick Tick Boom, is that it? Tick Tick Boom in our Telegram group, and you're sending a photograph out. It's not a photograph of yourself. You can if you want, but it's a photograph of the P90 Plus. It's still visibility. It's still you saying to yourself, I'm going to be courageous today, and I'm going to get uncomfortable. I'm going to, embody something that maybe I said for you today. It's okay to be imperfect. It's okay if you've got a scar on your face, or you've got pigmentation, or the scar is in your heart, because they're the scars that we don't see. But my offering today is, don't be afraid. Don't give your power away to the fear of being seen, of being rejected, because this is a choice point in your life. If you don't get visible every day and share this as a goal to 3 new people a day, we let these energies outside of ourselves win and rob our energy. And when they rob our energy and attention, they rob our life. When they rob our life, they rob our income, and they rob our potentiality of becoming the leader that you're here to be. And I don't know how many more years you have in you, but this is the last run for me. So I'm willing to be the poster child for Ollie Life, because it's my last run. It's everything I have ever dreamed of.
Oh, I could feel. Wow.
In a company and in a team. And I'm just willing to risk everything. My ego, my all of the fears. It's not even a risk. It's like, let's just do it. Let's just go all in for the next 90 days and know that we're all going to rise above those fears and those resistances and those toxic, energies that try to rob our attention, because there's always a drama, and there's always something's going to try to steal your attention. And you ask, Kwame, where's your energy? Well, my energy is wherever my attention goes. And man, Kwame, I've got problems too. I've got shit going on in my life. We all do. But if we let our attention go to those things, no matter how important we think that they are, that's energy and attention that's not going to Ollie Life and to what we're here to grow and build together. And I won't let anyone steal my attention from this, not even the things that seem so important and critical globally and locally and right here in my home. No, it's a no. That's an aneurysm, not an aneurysm, an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let that was a mum joke.
Look, I get
We've got
it.
Luigiisms and Annaisms.
All right, everyone, open up your cameras, everyone. Let's close this call together here. Let me unmute everyone here in case somebody wants to share. Like, we'll let 3 people in the room share some comments. So, first person opens up, starts talking, you can talk, and the second person and 3. So, who's the first person that wants to share a little bit of thought on tonight's call? And Anna, that was so powerful because we actually felt your pain. You understand? We felt it. Yes, you can come on, Dr. Lauren. We felt your pain.
Thank
It
you.
was very positive, in a positive way. And I'm so with you, eh? This is, I don't care how long it takes or how long it takes you. If you can just get out of that little comfort zone that you're in, and like, hey, we found a system with the tick tick boom that, listen, it's not very hard just to send a picture to somebody and ask them if you ever saw that, right? Like, I mean, it can't get easier than that. So, hey, thank you.
And we have a beautiful family as well, and that's what I found
Isn't
here.
it amazing? Besides the products, besides the money, isn't this one of the best communities we've ever been a part of?
Number one.
Number one. Dr. Lauren, yes, your hand is raised.
Hey everybody, how are you guys?
Hey,
Thank
what's
you
up, Dr.
so
Lauren?
much. Hi, how are you? I love being on these calls, and tonight especially, I come as a student. You guys, I need the wisdom, and we can do it after the call. I am stuck. I'm doing tick tick, but there's no boom. I'm doing tick and vid. I got people in my office. I sent out over 40 messages today. I am typing, I am calling, I am seeing, and literally every door is shutting in my face. So I'm like, okay, and I'm listening, because I have success. I have a beautiful home. I have a beautiful practice. Doug has been down, like I have success in other areas of my life. And tell me if this, you can answer me or we can do it another time. The difference for me between selling a product, because I used to manufacture my own frequency product, but it was a $75 product. So I can sell 75 bucks all day long. But now I'm not just selling a product, I'm selling a lifestyle and I'm selling a business, right? So I'm selling the mindset. And so I don't know where I'm going wrong because I have the goals. As soon as I bought this stuff, you guys, Luigi, I said to you, I'm going to be an M5. I'm going to be on the stage. I have my green dress picked out. Like I'm like in it, like I'm like in it. And yet here I am and I'm totally jammed up. So talk about Anna, talk about being transparent. It is very ego deflating and humbling for me as a leader in the rest of my life to sit on this call with you guys and admit that like I am not where I want to be and it is not going well for me. You know what I mean?
I have an answer for that.
Yes, sir. Tell me. I'm ready.
The answer is that no, you don't have to write it down. You're a very smart person, and I know that you love this company and this project, and you believe in it so very much, and you will succeed. The question is, life has a way of doing things. Unfortunately, things don't happen when we want them. Things happen when we let go and we just let it happen. So maybe right now you're wanting it too much, and life is not ready to give it to you right now. It's going to happen when you let go and you have fun. You just have fun without expecting the outcome, and you'll be surprised. In 3 months from now, you say, Luigi, you were so right. And that would be my best thing to you because you have all the talents and the skills to make it happen. And plus, maybe in your life, because life, the universe works in mysterious ways. Okay. When I say the universe can be in God, however you want to look at that phrase, all right. Maybe life is already giving you a lot of blessings. And that blessing that you want, maybe you have to wait for it. Maybe it's like everything seems to have its time in life. Trust me. It's just the way life works. It's not exactly how we want it. But if you continue and just have fun with it moving forward now, just have fun with it, you'll be surprised how things can turn around quickly. That would be my advice.
Yeah, and I agree with Luigi, Dr. L. I think we're in a frequency business and energy is huge. We transmit our energy even if we're not in the same space with somebody. And I think what happened, a switch flip with me in other areas of my life where I was after some level of success, and I noticed that my energy was that of pursuit, And when I was pursuing what happens in the wild, like y'all ever watch Wild Kingdom when the cheetah's chasing the gazelle, what do they do? The gazelle he ain't waiting around to be lunch, he's out, right? And so no one wants to be sold, and we can have this nervous energy because our focus is on us hitting a pin level or achieving this success that's being elusive to us. So when we switch our energy to that of attraction, we don't get attached to the outcome, and we just go through the journey because we're at a stage of becoming. So the question that I would ask you to think about is, who are you becoming in this process? Because this process is refining you in the area, right? And only you know what the answer to that is. But to just relax, like Luigi said, in it and begin to have fun in it and examine your processes, right? Look at, okay, what are the responses I'm getting? Are they consistent responses? Am I sticking to the script? Am I ad-libbing? What am I doing? Because sometimes we do got to tweak our process. But what I will tell you is, more often than not, it's our beingness and being able to approach things just to be able to share an experience versus closing a deal. And that energy shifts makes all the difference.
Amen.
Understood.
No, there's actually somebody on Kwame's team. Won't have to put a name out there.
Yeah.
Remember who
I
we
was
were.
thinking about her. I was thinking about
I
her.
was thinking, because when you spoke to me, as this person came out on Kwame's team, and this is a beautiful lady that loves our products, and she was struggling. She was so discouraged, and she was doing everything, going to, road shows where, they have a little, I mean, she was doing everything, flyers, giving them, and it wasn't working. And she was getting frustrated. And the more she wanted it, the less she was getting it. At a certain point, me and Kwame sat down with her, and Kwame, I think, told her too, darling, have fun with it. And when she was able to have fun and let go, what happened to her now? I think she became M1 and she's all excited. Right,
Yeah.
Kwame?
Yeah, she's taken off. She's her niche right now is grounding parties. That's her formula, and she's having a ball with it. And her intent in approaching this is not, hey, I got to get this deal closed. It's, man, what's bothering you? How can I help you regulate your nervous system? And she took a totally different approach to it and is having the time of her life. So, yeah.
Thank you.
I hope that was helpful a little bit, Dr. Lauren.
Yes, always, always. Thanks, you guys.
All right, we have one last person with the hand raised here. We'll
Was
go
that
to
Liz?
Watkins. Watkins, I see your hand raised. Did you want to share some love here before we close the call? This is Watkins. No, she's not answering.
Liz, it's
Liz.
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 I think she
You're the next
she's like,
contestant
what?
on
What's
the.
Walken?
I
What's
saw you
Walken?
had your hand raised, so go ahead, Liz. It's all yours.
I didn't even know I'd raised my hand.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, listen, we can go to the next person.
By accident. But I just while I'm here, oh my God, thank you everybody, because I get on these calls and it makes me emotional. I feel like you're all just talking directly to me, and I know someone else just said that in the comments, and oh my God, it's just incredible. Thank you everybody so much.
Well, listen,
Thank you.
I'm going to let Anna close the call because it is 9:20. Hey, you know what? When you have 64 people, 63 people, and you still have 58 people left on a call after almost 1 hour and a half, I think that's a positive sign, eh, Anna?
Amazing. It's remarkable. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I think everyone else feels like that the same way. Guys, something has obviously deeply been activated for each and every one of us here. And like Lauren said, I come as a student too. I think Luigi and Kwame, we all come as students. We're all in this classroom together. But I've never wanted anything so much as what Ollie Life brings. I've never been so excited, and the joy comes from connecting and plugging in. So all I really have to share is, first of all, thank you for plugging in. Thank you for continuing to bring your team to plug in as well, because the one thing that we can do when we go through our ups and downs and reset every day, we reset, is to keep plugging in, because there is a frequency to the frequency awakening, which is the movement that we're building together. And all I wanted to say privately to Lauren, but I'll say it here to everybody, when I have a posture for what it is that I'm sharing with people, it's always the movement. It's not the product. It's not Ollie Life. It's the frequency awakening. And I believe that everyone here is here because we are here to usher in a new earth, which is the frequency awakening. We are birthing a new paradigm. And we're fortunate that we have Ollie Life as our product and our structure and our, this is our business plan. But the truth is, the bigger play is that we're raising the frequency of humanity together. And when I'm inviting people in, Dr. Lauren, I'm inviting them into the movement, into a mission, into a calling that is stirring inside of them, but they don't have a home to express that. They don't know how to play their part in the frequency awakening. And we're giving them a roadmap to all of it. The whole thing, the health, the wealth, the family, the growth, the connection, everything that we've experienced on this call, it's an experience. It's not intellectual. It's all here. It's a frequency. So that's what I'm going to invite you to invite people into, is to that, because if you're feeling it, you own that. And then in your own flavor, call them into something even bigger than a device and a cellular recharge. That's an offering for everybody here. You're here for that reason. So I love you guys.
Love you guys too. Thank you, Anna.
Have an amazing night, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Luigi and Kwame. You just knocked it out of the park and cracked us wide open again. Is what you do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.